So we'd like to take this opportunity to thank everybody for being here to celebrate the wedding of these two wonderful people. As the DJ said, I'm Ed. This is my brother John. We're honored to be co-best men, and even more excited to get an opportunity to offer a toast to the happy couple.
Many people in this room know our brother to be a successful, driven, professional military officer. We, of course, know better. So sit back, relax, and let us fill you in on the real Gregory Holowny. Not many of you know this, but Greg can attribute his Army career to two things. First of all, he was rejected from Annapolis. Yes, apparently watching Top Gun 8,000 times is not enough to overcome the inability to tell red from green.
The second thing that led Greg to his chosen profession was a family night at the movies back in 1995. On that night, Tom Hanks, playing the role of Jim Lovell in Apollo 13, captured Greg's heart. I mean his imagination. From that point forward, Greg was hooked on all things space. I can't tell you how many times John and I had to sit there and watch old documentaries, new documentaries, old movies, new movies, anything on TV about space, we had to watch it. Thanks to Greg, we used to know, more than the average person about space. He read books, he built models. He went to the library, he read online, and of course he provided John and I with a lifetime of laughter and plenty of jokes when he attended space camp.
Greg was definitely a space nerd. He learned countless facts and pieces of useless trivia about the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo space mission. I'm willing to bet he even remembers most of those worthless facts today. Hey Greg, how many of the original Mercury 7 astronauts later walked on the moon? 5? Oh, sorry. The answers we would have expected include, who gives a shit? So this is why girls never talked to me in high school, and space camp is for losers.
But while we were busy making fun of Greg, we didn't realize that his love of space would lead to a lifetime of service. The majority of his childhood heroes had one thing in common: military service. Thanks to the Army's far more relaxed standard for visual excellence, Greg applied for and accepted his nomination to West Point.
Now, West Point, as you know, is a special place, tasked with taking the best and brightest young civilians and turning them into leaders. Now, I'm not sure if he spent more time in the classroom or at Great Turnaround waiting for takeout food, but something definitely happened at West Point that forged Greg into a professional soldier and great leader. We say this because there were a few indications in Greg's childhood that showed he would be anything but the perfect military officer.
Take, for example, the game of Capture the Flag. We used to play this countless times in Mom and Dad's backyard, and it was common knowledge to all of our friends that if you offered Greg a nickel, he would tell you exactly where his team's flag was hidden. So I'm not saying I know how Sony's information got leaked, but I'd start by looking for a few extra coins in a certain captain's piggy bank.
On Greg's most recent deployment, he was tasked with sifting through all sorts of information in order to find actionable intel. For a job like this, surely you'd want a quick thinker. Someone who could accurately sort through dozens of reports and rumors to find factual information. Unfortunately for the soldiers of Charlie Company of the 1st Ranger Battalion, they had Greg. The same razor-sharp mind that believed in Santa Claus till the 6th grade.
13.
Our entire family is so proud of Greg and his service to the country. We know how hard he has worked on his deployment. We've heard about the long hours spent researching, planning, the struggles to maintain communications, the trust that it takes to rely on others to help get the job done, and finally the joy of a long-anticipated homecoming when he would finally get to see, in person, the 17-foot Boston Whaler that he spent the entire 9-month deployment looking at online.
Greg, we are so happy for you today, and proud of the man that you are. Ed and I always knew you'd end up with someone who's a perfect fit for you. We're not surprised to see you've chosen a good-looking, intelligent, strong, and like-minded partner to spend your life with. We're only surprised that we're not making this speech for you and James. I still share a joint checking account. Luckily for us, we're making this speech about you and Erica. Erica's a perfect addition to our family. She fits right in with the rest of us. First of all, she puts up with you, just like the rest of us. Second of all, she loves you, just like the rest of us. Erica, he's our brother, so we have no choice, and you've got no excuse.
So many of you don't know the story of how Greg and Erica first met. Don't feel bad, Greg doesn't know either. To this day, he has no recollection whatsoever of giving Erica a ride home along with some of her friends one evening. The first time that Greg had met Erica, but the second time that Erica met Greg, was with breakfast one morning with some of those same friends. This time it was a little bit different. Greg was enamored with Erica, but our brave little soldier couldn't summon up the courage to ask for her phone number. Greg, we wish you all the best, and you're going to need it, because if there's one thing every married man in this room can tell you, it's that a wife never forgets. Having never been wrong about anything ourselves, we can't really speak from experience, but as every man knows, even when you're right, you're wrong. All I can say is that I sure would want my wife to outrank me both at home and at work. Good luck with that, Greg.
In all seriousness, we couldn't be more excited for you two. Greg, you are our hero. Ed and I are in awe of you and the man that you've become and all you've accomplished. We love you and are so glad that you found someone to spend your life with. Erica, we're thrilled to welcome you to our family. You're truly a perfect fit, not just with Greg, but with all of us. I know that Emily and Vicky would agree with us that we're so excited and we couldn't ask for a better sister. It's been wonderful to watch as Greg has fallen in love with you. It was a thrill for us to be able to celebrate with you on that rainy December day when you got engaged, and an even bigger thrill for us to be here with you today. You were everything we could have wanted for him. You're beautiful, kind, funny, supportive, and every bit Greg's soulmate. There's no doubt how proud he's been to call you his fiance and now to call you his wife. He's truly a lucky man, and we know that you two will be so happy together.
So everyone, please raise a glass to this beautiful couple. Help us wish them both a wonderful and happy life together.
Give it up for the best men.